The reason why you might have not met your soulmate yet is most probably because of one of these two reasons. There's probably more, but I just want to focus on these two. The first one is probably you are not in alignment with your soul. Means you're living your life with a facade, with a mask on, and you're not being your true authentic self. You are not creating boundaries when you need to. You're not respecting yourself. You're not valuing yourself. So that's, for me, one of the reasons why I believe you might not have found your soulmate. And in that category, there's different little paths, but I also want to add in there, maybe you have a little bit of a victim mindset, right? So if anything bad happens in your life, you just never let it go. You hold on to it. You talk about it constantly to people, and you play the victim in every single story that you tell. And again, this is why awareness is so important, to see yourself doing this, because I did this as well. When I was younger, I would say a lot of the stories, and I realized now, as a 35-year-old, that why was I always the good one in the story? Why was everybody else the bad people in the story? And this again comes with being vulnerable and being honest with yourself and listening to the brutal honesty, the brutal truth that is coming from your soul. That's why a lot of us keep ourselves distracted, because we can't sit with our soul, because as soon as you sit with your soul, for most of us, you're going to get some insight. And it always knows what you need to do. It's almost scary how it's just always there, that knowing, that feeling of this is the right path, this isn't the right path. And sometimes it's not right away. Sometimes you have to, give it some time, maybe journal a little bit, sit with yourself. But for the most part, your soul always knows what it needs to be, what needs to be done. And the reason why your soulmate can't find you and you're unable to connect is because you have a mask on. So whenever you have a mask on and you're behaving, especially when you go outside, you go for dinner, you go for dates, you are putting on an act, a performance. And what happens then is you're attracting somebody who is not your soulmate, because you're showcasing a part of yourself that you think another person is going to get attracted to, not because that is your true authentic self. Oh my God. Okay. So another category that I'm going to add into this one block of not in alignment with yourself is that you are desperate for a person. Like you really are dying to be with somebody, and you're just confused and you're angry and you're mad and you're upset. And every date that you end up going on and it doesn't work out, you continuously, it's like a cycle. You keep on saying, oh my God, see? This is why all the men are horrible, they're rubbish, and this is why the dating world sucks. And like you're in this, it's like a loop. And I need you to get out of that loop, okay? And the second type of person that is unable to find their soulmate, and I heard a medium say this, and it just made so much sense, is somebody who might have actually met their soulmate, because in reality, your soulmate is pretty much they're always close to you, okay? And what might have happened is that you might have not connected with them straight away. You might have not given them a chance. Or you might have met them. You might have been like, oh, this is amazing. But then you might have met somebody else later down the line, because you probably needed to grow a little bit in order to connect with that soulmate. So what you do is you connect with somebody else, another life partner. That's what the medium calls it, which I totally understand now. It's still a partner that you get along with, you have life with, and you choose, but it doesn't mean that they're always your soulmate. He shared a couple of stories, but one story that really resonated was there was a woman, and she was about to get engaged to her soulmate, who she thought was, and she loved him, and she's like, I've never felt love like this before in my life, and he was the one. And right before they were about to get married, he had a horrific car accident. Okay, and so he passed away. And so going from planning an amazing, fun, just a wedding, to then planning a funeral, she was traumatized and in shock. So she went to the medium to ask, what is this? Why did this happen to me? And she was just so sad and lost and confused, which is fair. and understandable. But what that soul that passed away, what he said, or the message that he gave her, is that we are soulmates. And just because I'm not there with you right now doesn't mean that we're not going to be together in heaven. I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but this is it, guys. I don't know what to tell you, okay? And so basically, that soulmate is going to reconnect with her when she passes away. But since she's still here, she needs to continue living her life and find a partner to love and all those things. And I also believe the reason that happens sometimes is your soulmate doesn't, maybe leaves a little bit early on, or they connect with you later on in life, is because it's strategic. As I always tell you guys, everything in your life, there's a reason why it's happening. And sometimes you might need to learn some specific lessons. Some specific lessons that you might not learn if your soulmate is here with you. And so your soulmate has to leave in order for you to do the work that your soul has chosen to do. I really hope that people are understanding what I'm saying. And so she felt so relieved to hear that they're going to be together on the other side. And another thing that the medium also explained is that your soulmate is already created. There's only one soulmate, okay? And that soulmate is already created in heaven. And I heard a couple other people speak about this because as you guys know, I love near-death experiences. And this is not my first time hearing this. I've heard this quite a lot of times, but I feel like the message that he said, really, I needed to share this with you guys. And so what I'm really trying to say is that apart from, all this esoteric stuff, which I hope you're into, what my true message here is that if you're struggling right now and you're like, why can't I find somebody, or what is wrong with me? That is the biggest question most of us ask, right? Like, what is wrong with me? And I just want you to understand that nothing is wrong with you. Either you are falling in the first category of misalignment to your soul, or you might be falling into the second category of that soulmate might still enter your life at the end of your life. Or you might be falling into the second category where that soulmate, they might just not connect with you in this lifetime, right? And so you might still meet other amazing people, but that soulmate is only connecting with you after you pass away and you leave this earth. A lot of us see soulmates. We see, I at least do. There's couples that I have on my social media, and they're not there. I'm not following them because they're a couple, but because they really make me laugh. And they just have this positive energy, and they're soulmates. Like, you just see them and you're like, they're freaking soulmates, and nobody can tell me otherwise. And they just totally accept each other, and they have the way they look at each other is like, you just know it's a true, genuine love that is not even human. It's like from God. You can see it. And so I just want you to realize that love might be the love that those two souls, the soulmates, they have chosen to come into this world for a specific mission, okay? It could literally be to just spread happiness and joy to the world, but your mission in this lifetime is to do something completely different. And maybe your soulmate might enter a little bit later on in life. Maybe they already have entered in your life, and maybe they passed away. And so I just don't want you to take all of this so seriously, because I definitely did. I used to just be like, oh, where's my soulmate? And it's like, maybe you're not going to meet them in this life, and it's okay, but maybe you are. So just continue doing the work that you're meant to do. Continue just pouring into yourself and working on yourself and loving everybody around you, because the more love that you're able to project into the world, that is when your soulmate is going to come and find you. And the more sort of animosity, anger, hate, resentment, you're putting somebody down, you're jealous, all these energies. And I know jealousy is sometimes it's actually healthy because it makes you want to grow, and I get that. But if you're just constantly comparing other people's relationships and other people's jobs and other people's life with yours, that's going to bring your vibration down, and you're going to be a lot of people get depressed because of that, because they're constantly comparing. And so I just hope that this video is able to give you some sort of some hope, a warm hug, maybe, I don't know. And if you have something that you want to share, please put it down below, because I love talking about soulmates, all these things that, you know, there's a smaller group of people that like to talk about this. And so if that is you, join and subscribe. And I also offer one-on-one sessions for people that are struggling in their relationships and their purpose. The link for that is going to be down below or somewhere in my bio. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.